China believes its underground bunkers are untouchable. Russia trusts its S-400 missiles to stop anything. Iran hides nuclear sites under mountains of steel and concrete. But here's what they didn't expect. America just revealed the most terrifying number in modern warfare: 100. Not 99. Not 101. Exactly 100 B-21 Raider stealth bombers. Many thought this was about cost. It isn't. This number is a calculated strategy designed to break through any defense system on Earth. Pentagon planners weren't thinking about budgets. They were solving a puzzle. How many bombers are needed to threaten every major enemy, maintain nuclear deterrence, and support allies at the same time? The answer was 100. And here's why it terrifies America's rivals. Those 100 bombers aren't scattered randomly. They're positioned for strategic convergence, able to unleash massive firepower against any target, anywhere, within hours. Enemies face an impossible choice: spread defenses thin and protect nothing, or guard one target and leave others exposed. Either way, they lose. Now here's the math. Only 30% of a bomber fleet is combat-ready at any moment. That means 100 B-21s equal 30 strike aircraft instantly deployable. 30 bombers that can hit Beijing, Moscow, and Tehran at the same time, while staying invisible to radar. Each raider can carry nuclear or conventional weapons, forcing enemies to guess until impact. But the real power is force multiplication, working with satellites, subs, fighters, and cyber units to deliver destruction far beyond a single bomber's reach. That's the genius behind the number 100. Mathematics turned into military dominance. Tensions rise over Taiwan as China masses invasion forces and deploys its most advanced air defenses. Traditionally, the U.S. would need hundreds of aircraft to break through these defenses. The B-21 changes that. Just 12 bombers attacking from multiple directions could dismantle China's air defense network in a single strike. Each B-21 carries multiple weapons for separate targets, uses stealth to remain undetected until impact, and employs electronic warfare to jam communications and radar. Within hours, China's billion-dollar defenses could be reduced to scrap, and invasion plans would collapse before they begin. That's the essence of strategic deterrence. The U.S. plans for 100 B-21s, enough to strike anywhere on the planet while still maintaining nuclear deterrence and handling multiple crises at once. No other nation has this capability. China has poured hundreds of billions into radars, long-range missiles, and hardened bunkers, convinced they can block U.S. power in the Pacific. American strategists studied those defenses carefully before deciding the exact fleet size. The answer: 100. That number ensures overwhelming superiority against any adversary, and it forces miscalculation. Chinese commanders can never know whether incoming aircraft include invisible B-21s. If they respond every time, the cost is crippling. If they ignore a contact, they risk destruction. The B-21 embodies 50 years of stealth progress, designed not for the Cold War, but to defeat today's most advanced Chinese, Russian, and Iranian systems. Its flying wing shape, advanced composites, and radar-absorbing coatings make it virtually undetectable. The message is clear: America's bombers don't just survive modern defenses, they render them obsolete. The B-21 Raider brings true broadband stealth, remaining nearly invisible across the entire electromagnetic spectrum. Unlike earlier stealth aircraft that appeared on certain radars, the B-21 is virtually undetectable, giving the U.S. a decisive strategic edge. These bombers can penetrate enemy airspace, strike high-value targets, and exit before defenses even register the threat. Its range compounds this advantage. Each B-21 can fly over 6,000 miles without refueling, enough to strike anywhere in China from U.S. bases. With aerial refueling, they can reach any point on Earth, removing the need for vulnerable forward bases or exposed supply lines. Bombing campaigns no longer depend on staging areas within enemy missile range. The B-21 launches directly from secure American territory. This unpredictability forces adversaries like China and Russia to spread their defenses thin across vast regions, leaving critical sites exposed. Concentrated defenses become impossible when attacks can come from any direction, at any time. Firepower multiplies the effect. Each B-21 carries up to 30,000 pounds of precision-guided munitions, enough to destroy several key targets in one mission. Its advanced systems, synthetic aperture radar, electro-optical sensors, and electronic warfare suites, ensure strikes hit with accuracy in any weather while jamming enemy communications. Most importantly, a single bomber can hit multiple target types in one sortie, from radar stations to command bunkers to mobile missile launchers. With a fleet of 100, the U.S. gains overwhelming flexibility and combat power. The B-21 doesn't just replace older bombers. It redefines global strike capability, strengthening both conventional power projection and nuclear deterrence. The B-21 can carry both conventional and nuclear weapons, creating uncertainty that strengthens deterrence. Enemy radar operators cannot tell what it carries until impact, forcing them to assume the worst and raising every conflict to nuclear stakes. It will deploy the new long-range standoff missile, a nuclear cruise missile with a 1,500-mile range, allowing strikes deep inside enemy territory while staying safely in international airspace. This nuclear reach reshapes strategy, warning adversaries that any escalation could trigger retaliation they cannot stop. The plan to build 100 aircraft goes beyond combat capability. Larger production keeps costs lower than past programs like the B-2, where only 21 bombers drove prices above $2 billion each. With more aircraft, fixed costs spread efficiently, sustaining advanced technology while avoiding waste. Spreading production over years also supports aerospace jobs and improves manufacturing processes, strengthening America's defense industry for the long term. Internationally, allies such as Australia, Japan, and South Korea gain confidence knowing B-21s can respond to threats within hours, reducing pressure to develop their own costly strike forces. This reinforces alliances and shares security burdens more effectively. Meanwhile, adversaries must reconsider aggression, knowing U.S. retaliation capacity has expanded dramatically. The B-21 program reflects America's long-term commitment to military dominance, discouraging rivals from investing in competing systems. Chinese analysts openly express concern over its strategic impact, with doubts about whether current air defenses can stop such advanced stealth aircraft. Others warn of the heavy costs required to counter U.S. bomber capabilities, evidence that deterrence is working. When adversaries doubt their ability to defend, they are less likely to risk conflict. Unlike past bombers that relied on massive formations, the B-21 can achieve the same results with just 2 to 4 aircraft. Advanced coordination enables these small groups to strike targets across wide areas simultaneously, rendering traditional defenses useless. The bombers integrate with satellites, submarine-launched missiles, cyber operations, and electronic warfare, creating overwhelming multi-domain pressure no defense can withstand. At Ellsworth Air Force Base, training focuses on this new way of war. Crews learn to coordinate across multiple domains, adapt quickly, and think strategically while executing tactical missions. Flexibility replaces rigid planning, ensuring they can handle rapidly changing battlefield conditions. Finally, the B-21 support and maintenance system is itself a strategic asset, built to keep the fleet reliable and ready for decades to come.